Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, we are here with another episode of X-Men 97. This, of course, is episode 6, titled Life and Death Part 2. Guys, this episode, we definitely have a lot to talk about. I'm just going to go off the bat. This wasn't one of my favorite episodes of X-Men 97, but I will say that this was definitely a lot better than episode 4. I will give it that. It was a lot better than episode 4. Mind you, I'm still a little bit annoyed that we were gonna have an episode and not kind of get to continue what happened on Genosha. I was kind of annoyed, but okay, they left us on a big kind of like holy shit moment, like what the hell just happened, and they're giving us a moment kind of like of just to kind of I know it's to bring the plot along, but at the same time I'm like, okay, like you're taking us away from something that we really want answers about, but also like how like most people aren't going to care about in this episode about, you know, Storm trying to get her powers back, or us up in space with the Shi'ar army, or you know, or Shi'ar people, and also, you know, Charles, and kind of like what he's doing, you know, up in space. Like a lot of people aren't gonna care, so it's like I have a type of like feeling going into this episode. I was like, okay, like I'm just like I know we have this episode. I was kind of like, okay, let's just push this shit to a side. Like my mind's focused on the next episode, episode 7, because that's when shit really goes down. So I'm really excited for episode 7. I think that's when like things will start to really pick up, and shit will just be like, we'll be at the edge of our like seats. So I'm really excited for episode 7. But we're gonna talk about this episode. There was highlights of this episode that I actually really did like. But Jamigi, I see that you're in here. The guy, I see that you're in here. We got four people in here. Guys, make sure to like the stream. The guy, you said yes sir about liking the stream. Thank you, always appreciate it. Also, you said happy hump day. You know, Jamigi, you said I love that Ronan was in the episode. I like that Ronan was in the episode too. I really like his look, and the fact that I know that this is what his comic looks like, because I only know Ronan from, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. So when I saw his look, I was like, okay, like I actually quite like his look. And I think that they didn't do far off from what they did in the Guardians movie. So I think they did a pretty good job. So I liked seeing Ronan in this episode. Of course, you know, Ronan is still fighting for the Kree Empire. He's not kind of, you know, how it was in Guardians of the Galaxy of going against the Kree and kind of going against the Nova Corps. He is fighting for the Kree, and he's pretty much, you know, trying to hide I think it's called the Secret Intelligence or something like that, or the Great Intelligence. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've seen, you know, Captain Marvel, but I think it's called the Great Intelligence. He is keeping that information from the Shi'ar army or people, and pretty much his ship gets attacked. That's how we kind of start out this episode. And like I said, Jamiki did say that, you know, shout out to you, bro. You did say that you know, maybe we'll have half of it in space, half of it with, of course, Storm. That's kind of what we did. We kind of bounced back and forth. But we only see like Ronan for like this 1 minute. He gets taken out, and of course, I'm gonna say Deathbird. Deathbird is the one that's right here in the next slide. Pretty much, she gets called back to her homeworld about her sister. Pretty much, you know, about the big announcement of her and Charles, you know, getting together. And if I'm correct, her name is Lalandra. I can't like say her name right. I think it's Lalandra or Lalandra. Let me know. I think it's Lalandra. But pretty much that's her sister's name, and Deathbird is against the fact that, you know, Lalandra is pretty much getting married to a human, and they call humans Terrans. So she isn't okay with the fact that her sister is getting ready to marry a Terran, and pretty much be in like cahoots with Earth. Like, you know what I mean? That Earth will kind of be a part of them automatically, because, you know, Lalandra is going to be marrying Charles. So that's pretty much what we are like doing in this episode, which is like crazy to think that like Charles is going to get married. I was like, I'm like, how, what? I was like, a lot of shit's going down. That Charles has an exosuit, one that broke him walk, 2 getting married, and kind of like a whole bunch of shit breaks down with that, which I'll get into in a minute. You said I love you. You said Jimmy. You said I think it's his same they in Earth mindset heroes. Fun fact: Deathbird is a Miss Marvel villain. Did not know that. I remember, actually. I recollect, Jamaica, I think you mentioning this before, in a conversation we've had maybe on Discord or on something. I remember you saying you would want to see Deathbird as a villain in live action, and because I think we were talking about like what we could see in like I think the Marvels at the time, or maybe or a Miss Marvel season 2. I think we talked about that. I do remember you telling me that. The guy you said, wow, chat, Deathbird got a big ass helmet. Look at that forehead. She got like a hella horns. Doogie said not Kamala the Carol version. Okay, not Kamala the Carol version. Okay, so Miss Marvel. Okay, so Carol. Okay, not Kamala. Okay, cool. That's really really cool. I think we've talked about that though. I remember. So that's actually really cool. I wonder if we could ever get like a Deathbird in the MCU, like a live action. That'd be really really cool. Because we've seen the Korean live action before, we've seen Ronin before. I'm actually quite curious to see if we could ever get like a Deathbird or maybe like any of the the Shi'ar army people. Like that'd be really really cool. Like any of like her like kind of like her squad. I would say it's kind of like her version of the Avengers a little bit, like what she had going on with that like attacked Ronin ship. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, real quick question: the dude that had the glowing eyes and had like the blue top and like the red outfit. If I'm correct, I think we've seen that outfit in Captain America: The First Avenger, like in that tube. Is that, are they kind of like foreshadowing something there? Like I could be wrong, but the suit kind of looked familiar. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I'm just quite curious if like are they kind of trying, is that maybe that character from Earth and that was like a prototype suit? I don't know. I could be wrong. I think if I'm correct, that's like to Human Torch maybe, like that Easter egg in Captain America: The First Avenger. But that suit looked very reminiscent of what the one character was wearing. What's up with Deathbird's nose? I don't know, bro. I really really don't know. Mind you, they're aliens. They are from space, so we've alien, you know what I mean? Aliens have different looks. But going on to this one, that's why I said Charles and Lalandra or Lalandra. I can't say her name right, but I think it's Lalandra or Lalandra. I don't know. But she and Charles are getting married. Charles has an exosuit that when he stood up, I was like, were they able to like somehow like they didn't just heal his mind, but they also healed his spine? Like, is that how he's able to walk? I mean, because they are very advanced in space, so it's like it wouldn't be too far fetched. But apparently, the suit, it makes him able to walk. Thought that was really really cool. And like Charles looks badass. Like, are you kidding me? He's never had a costume before. He's always had a suit. So the fact that he has this and pulls up, he's gonna be pulling up to Earth like later in like probably in one. I don't think it's gonna be the next episode, but like that's fire. Like that's really really cool. Yo, you said the guy, you said, yo, Professor X went mining and got full gold armor. Yes, he did. He went straight Minecraft with it, but it looks amazing. I love how it kind of represents like Magneto's purple, but like also the gold, I feel like, of his chair. So it's like they're one almost. I feel like there's kind of some symbolism there. I just really love the way his suit looks. And also the fact that he was getting married. I did not see that coming. Mind you, I was very confused when we saw the Shi'ar aren't like, army, and like and just like why. I was like, oh, and then my sister reminded me this is actually like taking place, like this is like we're now seeing where Charles is, and it turns out that him and Lalandra are actually getting married and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So we were kind of seeing what Charles is up to, if his mind got healed, and he did. He's kind of like, in a way, like it's sad because the way I see it is that he's not giving his X-Men any certs, like being like, any kind of, he's not really telling his X-Men that he's okay. He's not giving them any like, there's a word for it, like kind of any like feeling that he is okay and they have nothing to worry about, because we've heard that in them saying Charles is gone, and I've always wondered, like, is he like dead, or is he actually like gone somewhere else? I was like, because I really didn't know. I was like, did someone take him, or is he actually dead? I assumed he was dead, but to find out, like my sister said, going into this episode, if we're gonna meet the Shi'ar people, it means we're gonna be with Charles Xavier and see what he's been up to and see if he's like healed or not. So we kind of get that from here. He's actually about to get married. He's able to walk through the suit, and his mind is cured. So seeing that was pretty cool, but I felt bad saying like, wow, you're not telling your team, you're not telling your family that you're okay. That's messed up a little bit. He's not dead. He's dancing with aliens on the moon. Pretty much that's exactly what he's doing. Like, he's kind of like, he doesn't even know the chaos that's ensuing on Earth. he doesn't even know. And I was like, damn, like only if you knew what we knew, and like and how the family, the team has been struggling, that knowing that you're gone and not knowing if you're dead or alive or if you're okay. Bro's about to get married. Like it's like really messed up when you think about it. I was like, I would be pissed if I was an X-Men and knew Bro was able to walk, Bro's mind's okay, and he is pretty much about to get married and is just living his best life. And his wife is pretty much telling him to kind of leave Earth behind, leave his doings behind. His life has been all but teaching the X-Men. He's like, and the wife was saying, you need to let your students learn on their own. And it's like, that is true in a way, but like only if she knew what the X-Men are going through. It's like, no, it's like that's his family. Yeah, you're gonna become his new family, but that's his family, and they do care for him, and they're wondering if he's okay. So I wasn't agreeing with her. I was like, I don't know, like you're making it sound like he should just leave everything behind that he knows on Earth, all of his family. What if he told you that? I don't think she would do that. I really, really don't. I think Cyclops will become evil. Jamigi, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people are thinking that too, because like I'm saying it right now. I think Magneto is gone. I think if Magneto isn't dead, I'm gonna be annoyed, because let's be real, the beam that Magneto got from the 3 Sentinel, Master Mold head should have killed him. And the Sentinel did say, mutant threat eliminated. So if the fact of it is if he isn't dead, I'm gonna call bullshit. Like, he needs to be dead. I do think so. I think there needs to be consequences until at least Cable or was it or Bishop do some time travel. Not like some time travel like shenanigans. I do think that he needs to be dead. So that's why I'm kind of like I really want it to be like actually meaningful when Charles goes back, and actually things like half his X-Men are dead, the world's going into chaos, he doesn't have his friend anymore. I really need stakes. I need them to stay that way until things get undone via whenever by Cable, or whenever, if they even can be undone by like Cable or Bishop. Like, we don't know if they will even be able to be undone, because we saw the Watcher in episode 5, so we really don't know if things can be undone or not. But I really, it's kind of like, I was happy for Charles, but at the same time I was like, you do need to just send some message to the X-Men, letting them know that you're okay and you're healed, and like let them know like what's going on. Are you staying in space, or like you gotta let them know. I was like, you can't just leave them hanging. But of course we are here. This was a split episode. We spent some time with Charles and of course the Shi'ar people, but we also and the problems with him getting married to Laundra or whatever, and kind of the problems with that, about what their rules are about marrying outside of I guess of where they marrying outside of where they think is like, I guess marrying outside the borders of what they say is okay. You know what I mean? So we had that problem and that scenario, but then of course we cut to of course Storm, and Storm is pretty much tending to Forge's bite from the creature. I can't remember the creature's name. Shout out to you, Jerry. You actually told me the creature's name. I want to say not last week, but I think the week of when the episode dropped, of episode 4. So shout out to you, because you told me the character's name. I completely forgot. It's been like 2 weeks out. 2 weeks have gone by since this episode where I can't recall. So if you guys know this creature's name, let me know if you guys caught it. But of course we're dealing with the bird, and pretty much preying on Storm, saying that you're weak and all that. Pretty much this is the symbolism of just destruction, and just people's fears. And this, what that creature preys on are people's fears and all that, and pretty much trying to put Storm in the ground on the fact of not wanting Storm to get her powers back, or really Storm to face her fears. This is the creature that doesn't want Storm to face those fears. So that's pretty much what Storm is tending to Forge. Storm also has to deal with kind of mental gaps that she has to overcome, like mental like essentially mental gaps that she has to overcome and get past those. So that was pretty interesting about this episode. I kind of did like kind of getting back to Storm a little bit. I kind of preferred this stuff a little bit more than what Charles was dealing with up in space. I kind of wish that we had a full episode kind of focused on this. But it seems to me, like I said, that they're doing like the half and half, kind of like they did in episode 4. I did not like episode 4's stuff with Jubilee as much. I kind of prefer just more about Storm, and I just feel like they could have done it a little bit better of not doing split episodes and kind of like really like flushing them out a little bit more and making the episode like feel worth it a little bit more. You know what I mean? And not feel like, okay, like they don't know what they're doing. They're kind of splitting it in half because they just want to like pass the time. They didn't really have any ideas here. I kind of felt that way in episode 4. I feel like they could have done something better. You guys know my take on that. If you don't, go check out my episode 4 stream. But like I said, I was really happy to kind of get back to Storm finally getting her abilities, because I was like, okay, this is kind of taking too long. I mean, the X-Men team needs you. Let's get it going, girl. Come on. Like, get past those mental barriers. You got to get past them. Of course, this is her being, kind of preyed upon by this creature and her fears of kind of, being, in tight spaces, and kind of not only that, but like the fact that she wanted to know what it was like to be kind of human. And the fact that she now got that, it's kind of like now she was sort of in a way afraid of her power. Is what this creature's gonna say, is that you're afraid of your power. That's why you wanted to see what it was like to become human, because you were afraid of your power and what came with it, of people hating you. But Storm has to realize that she helped a lot of people, even though she had, the kind of things that she had to overcome, the obstacles that were in front of her that she had to overcome, with humans hating her, and kind of the mutant faction of making mutants and humans equal. It's like the creature's trying to say is that you're happy, you're glad that you don't have to deal with them anymore. And it's like that's not true. Where there was struggle of trying to get of what of the battle that she was fighting to have mutants have rights, there also was hope in her doing what she was doing, and she kind of realized that, which was really, really good. uh you said the anniversary. Jimmy G, what do you mean the anniversary? I'm confused. Let me know. And Jimmy G, you said I love Storm got her giant size suit. Or yeah, right? Is that you said? I love how Storm got her giant size suit. I love the new suit, which we're about to get into, like I think pretty soon here. I love her new suit. Love it a lot. It's a really, really cool suit, and I'm really excited because I know they're gonna come out with that Marvel Legends. I really know that. Let me do the full screen this again. But going on to the next one, which of course is when Charles puts this kind of like council for the Shi'ar people in this kind of mind state, where he kind of puts them where he's like, no, class is in session. I'm done with all the bullshit, because this was prior when pretty much Deathbird was trying to make it sound like her sister was going crazy for marrying a Terran, and said, oh, she's going crazy like her brother. We got to get her out. We got to get her out. She's not going to be the leader anymore. I want to be the leader. And pretty much, from there, Charles, because the deal is that if you want to show your kind of faithfulness to us, to the people, to the Shi'ar people, your mind needs to get wiped from the X-Men, from your friends, from everything. You just need to be focused on us, no one else. And that's pretty much, he was saying, we got to cut the bullshit. You guys think you're a powerhouse, and you're pretty much taking out all the people because you're afraid of other people. That's why you're doing that. You're afraid, and essentially that's why she didn't want. I feel like that's why Deathbird didn't want, her sister and Charles to get married, because she's afraid of Earth and what Earth is capable of. Whether she wants to admit it or not, I know she is. The anniversary, you said the adversity, not anniversary. That okay, yeah, the adversity. Yeah, the adversity of everything. That's pretty much what the creature, that's pretty much what Storm was going through, is that the adversity of going through what she was going through, and pretty much trying to get through that, of all the struggles of again humans hating mutants. It's like she realized, I can actually help people. This is good. You know what I mean? I really didn't mean me becoming human. Or I know what it's like, and that's like I want my powers back, because it's better than me to have the powers and try to go through the struggles of what mutants go through, of making the world a better place, than not having them at all and just standing back and watching my people perish. And it's like she's realizing that. But seeing the Charles saying, putting them saying, oh, you're gonna listen to me, class is in session, you guys are afraid of these other pretty much of these other planets and people, and it's like you think you're above them, when it's like, no, what created you guys is different planets coming together to make you. And it's like, we're not going to be doing this shit no more. Pretty much like he just set the record straight, which I thought was really, really cool, when he said, this is my power, you guys have your power, this is my power. I thought that was really, really cool. Now seeing Charles do that when he said classes in session, I thought that was like really, really cool, a cool shot. I thought that was like really, really cool. But going on here, this is when Storm gets her powers back. When Storm got her powers back, let me tell you, I had chills. I had chills when Storm got her powers back. I thought it was really, really cool. I just love how her hair is just like flowing in the winds of the storm. I thought for sure when she said, I am lightning, I thought she was going to say, I am storm, and then the storm was going to kick in. But she said, I am lightning, and I was like, that's cool. That's fire. If she would have said, I am storm, I think it would have been like 10 times cooler because she just sent in the record straight to the bird like I am Storm. I was like, oh, but Storm getting her powers back and just Storm's the straight animation going into this just the Storm element in general, I love because I feel like in this remastered kind of reboot slash continuation of the show, I feel like they really were able to capture it really really cool with the new animation better than what they were able to do with like the old cartoon. I will stand by that. In my personal opinion, I think the 97 version is better than the 90s. Mind you, I know we wouldn't be able to have this version if it wasn't for the 90s, but I feel like they just executed so much, not focusing on the actual stuff and not focusing in on the filler and giving us better animation. I just feel like it's chef's kiss. It truly, truly is. Dewey, you said, or the guy, you said, still down, son. This is my power. Pretty much, this is my power. Yeah. In the X-Men intro, they foreshadowed Bastion. They did. Okay, I didn't know who that was, but they did show that, and that usually hints into what the upcoming episodes that follow. So I'm really excited to see if your theory, if like Bastion was involved with what happened on Genosha or not, because we do go and get into who really is around, like is the reason that went down, which I can't wait to talk about at the end. And that my theory was right on that, so I can't wait to talk about it. It's you said, Jimmy, it's Nemord. It's Nemord focus with master mold. It's Nemord focus on with master mold. I'm confused. You said it's minor. Is it? I can't really even understand really what the word is, but it's something focused on master mold. Yeah, let me know what you mean by that. But yeah, but seeing Storm with her powers, I thought was really really cool. I always love Storm's powers, and just seeing this is like a poster. Like this is really really cool. Um, Fuse. It's Fuse with Master Mold. It's more to fuse with Master Mold. Oh, it's Namor. It's Namor. It's Namor fused with Master Mold. Like like the soup, like the character, or I'm like, or like you're saying it's molded with Master Mold. I'm confused. What you're saying is who's molded with Master Mold. Is it like a character you're mentioning? But yeah, I was about to say that I love Storm. This picture is really really dope. How they did that. Of course, they have like a Superman montage almost, where it's like her flying through. It's Nimrod. Oh, it's Nimrod. Okay, okay. It's Nimrod fused with Master Mold. Okay, awesome. I don't know how the hell I got in my calendar. Oh, there we go. I didn't know how I did that. All right, but look, with Storm though, like flying and kind of having her Superman moment, I thought that was like really really cool. How like she kind of did that. I'm trying to like back out because I don't want it to be black screen. How do I do that? I think it's, oh, there we go. All right. But Storm flying and kind of like seeing the nature, the fact that she has control of nature again, I thought was really awesome in her new costume. I love the new costume. I remember seeing, and I think if I'm correct, this is her Uncanny X-Men costume. Let me know if I'm correct or not, because I did see an Uncanny X-Men figure that actually Storm was wearing this costume. Now, once I saw this costume, I was like instantly, new Marvel Legends, probably Wave 3, we're going to be getting this Marvel Legends, and it makes me really, really excited that we're probably going to be getting this Marvel Legends. At least that's what I hope so, because we still have a couple of X-Men characters that we haven't even gotten yet in in the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 waves yet. Like we still haven't, and this is one character design I really really need. Really like a lot. Like I need this character design of Storm, like this costume. I need it. I'm about to actually later today. I'm actually going to purchase the X-Men 97 white and gold suit of Storms. I'm going to purchase that today. Marvel Legends. I'm super super excited. They have figure of that suit. They have a figure of that suit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the Uncanny X-Men figure. I did see that at Steel City Con, so I was like, that's actually really really dope suit. little did I know they were going to bring this suit in the X-Men 97, so that's really, really fire. Apparently, I think I know why they're bringing in the Uncanny X-Men Storm costume is because I've heard, I don't know if this is actually true or not, I heard at the end of season 1 of X-Men 97, they're going to get all new suits. All the X-Men. And I heard it's going to be the Uncanny X-Men suits they're all going to get. So this could tie into the new suits the X-Men are going to be getting. I just wanted to let you guys know that because I really had kind of like no reason to kind of bring it up because I was like, I don't know if this is kind of like accurate or not. But the fact that Storm got a new suit, those, talkings out there, like, you know what I mean, like rumors or actually might be true. Of them getting new suits at the end of the series, so I'd be down for that. If they kind of got the Uncanny X-Men suits, so that'd be really, really cool. But just seeing this moment where she's kind of flying through and being with nature again, I really, really like that. I love this shot. This is such a dope shot. So cool. It's just there's something about the old animation with the new animation that just it's just like she looks like a goddess. I mean, come on, goddess. Yeah, Cyclops turning evil. Yeah, I figure that. Yeah, they have figured of that suit. You said, yeah, Cyclops turning evil. They might, like I said, I think they're gonna have the Uncanny X-Men suits, and I think if this plays out where they can't change what happened to Gambit, what happened to Magneto, I do think that there is a chance because we could have some Cyclops evil arc. Uncanny Cyclops, his evil suit. Then there we go. Jamiki, I think we just put the pieces together. You think Cyclops was gonna go evil? I just said that there's rumblings of them bringing the Uncanny X-Men suits in. This is a recollection of the Storm's Uncanny X-Men suit. I think we're gonna be seeing that. I think we're gonna have an evil Cyclops, which would be, I'm not gonna lie, which would be fire. And if I'm correct, I think if I'm Cyclops, from what I believe, his suit has the X across. It's like the X visor, if I'm correct. Let me know. I can't remember or not. But I'm pretty sure in the Uncanny Cyclops suit is the X on for the visor, which would be dope. Which would be really, really dope. Really, really dope. So we'll have to just wait and see. But of course, this is the poster I want, though. Out of all shots, this is when Storm went to the edge of Earth's atmosphere, and we saw the storm. So it was like some storm, like radar type stuff. Like, you know how when you look at the globe or you look at the news weather and the radar of like the globe, that was like some shot right there. Storm up there. I mean, she's a god. I mean, come on. I need this as a poster. Like, I need it as a poster. It's a dope poster. I need it. Like, this was a poster shot. Out of all of them, this was it. I actually believe we will get Avengers vs. X-Men. There's a chance. Like I said, there's a chance. I'm not saying it won't happen, like, in general. I just don't think it's going to happen this season. That's a lot to do. And I feel like that might be too much. And I feel like in the realm of things going on right now, I feel like I just don't see the Avengers fighting the X-Men right now. Now, if Cyclops goes bad, there's a chance. There's a chance because maybe there could be a split faction of people wanting to go with Cyclops, people wanting to just stay and keep doing what Charles thought was right, like Charles's path, and then Scott might go down Magneto's path. He might do a reverse Magneto instead of realizing Charles' dream and kind of taking over for Charles and kind of, letting in kind of, having Charles' dream try to go the path of where Charles' dream was going. Cyclops might go the path of where Magneto wanted his dream to go, of kind of mutants pretty much, being gods to the humans and pretty much, wanting to like cause harm. You know what I mean? Like, he might be a part of that. He also might be a part of having the faction of maybe rebuilding Genosha. I don't know. I do see probably there could be a villain arc for Cyclops. We'll just have to wait and see. But I love this shot. I'm probably gonna get a poster of this because I mean, come on, look how sick this is. I need a poster. But of course, this was the shot, of course, where Charles, while he has the kind of the Shi'ar Empire in his kind of mind state, he is now realizing and feels what's going on Earth, because the globe on his desk, like, because he made like a skull in his head for all the Shi'ar people on the council, but then the globe started turning, and he finally of Earth and saw what was going down on Earth, and pretty much saw a huge thing of Gambit, and he was like, why Gambit, like, why are you here? And then Gambit essentially turns into a skull of death. And it happened for Magneto too. I couldn't find that one, but it happened to Magneto. It was Magneto that turned into a skull. This is them symbolizing the death, of course, of Gambit and Magneto. and pretty much, he realized, and not just the people on Genosha, because there was a moment where literally, which I'm going to put right here, where it's just straight up skulls, that kind of the energy beam from the master mold blasting all of the people on Genosha, all the mutants and the mutant casualties. He is seeing that. And he's just purely disturbed and saddened at what went down. And he's like, oh my God, like I need to get back to Earth. So we're going to have Charles get back to Earth, whether it be in episode 7, whether it be in episode 8. I'm not sure. If I'm correct, I think we have 10 episodes of the show. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is a 10 episode series for season 1. But yeah, it's really, I'm excited for the next episode. Mickey, I'm right there with you, bro. Like, it was a struggle for me to be like, I really thought this was like, I was like, I can't sit through this episode. I was like, I really was a struggle for me. I was like, I can't sit through this episode knowing what we know. And Charles is living his best life up in space, being able to walk, having a wife, not knowing what's going down. Storm not knowing what's going on, a bird messing with Storm. I was like, I can't do this right now. I'm so traumatized from what happened to Gambit, what happened to Genosha, how the X-Men are feeling, how the X-Men team is kind of like not united anymore. They're kind of like, they're in pieces assembled. They're in pieces, like literally. The X-Men team is literally in pieces, and they got to assemble. I'm just, these next couple of episodes are gonna get crazy, and I feel like we just had to get past this episode to get like peak, because like I said, this was an okay episode. I would put it above episode 4, but at the end of the day, I want to get to episode 7. That's what we all want to get to. You know what I mean? It's like, I just can't believe they made us sit through this. It's like they had great moments, but you made us sit through this when our minds are focused on episode 7 and wanting to actually know what's going on. So I'm right there with you. I'm just super excited for the next episode. But after this moment, Charles is like, I gotta get to Earth. Like, F this. Like, I can't believe you guys asked me to erase my mind. I understand that, because even Lalandra is like, you almost like connected with my people. You almost connected with them, letting them know that you do care, and you were actually making sense to them. You almost kind of got them on your side about how you were going to. I'm assuming like she thought that, saying that he was truthful and he would be a good leader with her, but also meaning that he didn't have to have his mind wiped to be a good leader and to be a part of their, empire. But he's like, I don't give a shit about all that. He's like, I gotta get back to Earth, whether, they won't let us be together because I'm dipping to go save my family. I don't care. Like, I'm rather die for my family. You're great and all, but there's other women out there. He's like, there's other women out there. I gotta go. If they won't let me date you or marry you, that's on them, that you're letting them. Also, the fact of it is, why is she is the leader of the Shi'ar Empire. She's the leader. She's the queen. Why the hell do they have any right to rule anything? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's treason. That's treason. The way they're all talking. She could have killed all of them, but like, I get to decide. I'm the queen. You're beat. She could have been like that. But the fact is, she's kind of acting like that. They're like the one dude's her father. The one like sort of like Abraham Lincoln looking bastard with like the all white beard hair and stuff going into his hair. She's making it sound like bro's her father and saying that, oh, if you leave now, he's not gonna let me marry you. It's like, no, you're the queen. You get to make your own decisions. What are we doing? But if you're gonna let them control what you do, and they won't let me marry you when I get back after saving my people, I don't give a shit. But like, I feel like that's crazy to me. It's like, how are you like the queen, but you're letting your people speak for you and letting them control you? That's wild. You're letting your sister, Deathbird, talk shit and make the decisions, make you do. That's not how that works. You're the queen. Like, what? But this is when Storm sees the news of what's going on in Genosha, and she's just saddened, shocked, and even wondering, like, oh my God, like, I haven't had my powers. I've been doing this, and my people have been suffering, dying. God knows if any of my family members were on that island. She is just in pure shock. And just seeing that, I was like, yeah, girl, you missed a lot. You gotta go back. You gotta fly to the X-Mansion right now, and you gotta help him. I'm like, you can't be there anymore. Because also, Forge, before bro turned on the news, he's like, oh, where do we go from here? Do you want to go on like some tropical island? I'm like, turn on the TV, dude. Turn on the TV and rethink about that, because I'm gonna be honest. Forge needs to get off his ass and go help Storm figure out what's going on, because Forge is the reason half this shit is happening with the whole mutant collars and all that. He's helped the government do this to the mutants. He's got to get off his ass and go help, because he's the reason. I mean, that's at least what he could do. All the people that have died because of him. He needs to stop sitting there wallowing and just go help her. Like, especially if that's now his girl, he's got to go help. He has to. Jimmy, you said, I'm happy the Nightcrawler was in the intro. Yes, speaking of the intro, Nightcrawler replaced Gambit in the intro. That made my heart drop, because once I saw the intro play out, I was like, oh my god, Beth, go back. Gambit's not in the intro anymore. They replaced him with Nightcrawler. And our hearts were just like, I can't believe that. Just having Gambit not in the intro anymore, I think just like really like confirmed that like this is legit. This is real. Like, Gambit is no longer in the intro. I think bro is dead. Like, I think he's just not coming back. I mean, that, like, what a way to at least make us think that, because as of right now, especially since the Watcher showed up and we know about like how the Watcher works, and now Gambit no longer being in the intro and being replaced with Nightcrawler, this is really the writers playing it smart, because at this moment, a part of me really feels like I don't know. Knowing what I know about the Watcher and knowing that they replaced Gambit out with Nightcrawler, I feel like Gambit's not coming back. And that hurts me to my core, because Gambit's my favorite, and the fact that if my bro's not coming back, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to process that, because when you have two time-traveling heroes, mutants, on your team, and they can't fix it because of the Watcher and how some things need to be, some things are like Nexus events where things need to happen, or something, or maybe Nexus events means that they're not supposed to happen, or canon, I guess I'll just use the word canon events. It's kind of like, what do? I can't process that. I really, really can't. I don't know. I don't know if the Watcher's going to come out and be like, you can't change it, because the Watcher has told people, I'm here, and you can't change it. Wouldn't that be a surprise if, like, Rogue asked, like, Bishop or asked Cable, why can't you guys change it? Bring Remy back. Bring back Gambit, please. And the Watcher comes out saying they can't because it's supposed to happen. How Rogue would feel about that. Could you imagine? Like, the possibilities are endless on what they can do. I just don't know if they're going to do that, but that'd be crazy. But you said, real quick, Jimmy, you said Forge needs to make some cool guns and fight the Sentinels. Exactly. Like, Forge needs to get off his ass. He's not, like, he is the reason half of this shit is happening. And it's like, dude, you're sitting, chilling, wallowing in the mistakes that you made when you have no right to wallow. You gotta get up and help at this point now. There's no sitting down. At least that's what I think. If Forge doesn't get up and fight in one of these episodes, bro's little bit of, he's trash. Like, let's be real. Like, that's messed up. Okay, now we're gonna talk about this. This was the ending that made me kind of be like, holy crap, like, oh my god, like, my theory was correct, because we of course see Trask, and then out of the shadows comes, of course, what's his face? What is it? I can't remember on that. I just mentioned it earlier. Why am I blanking? Sinister, yes, Sinister. And I said I think I said last week, or I said in episode, yeah, I think I said last week. I said in episode 5. I was like, I think Sinister is behind it, because the green of the Master Mold, and kind of Sinister kind of being the main focus of the villain right now. And he told, Madeline, and told Cyclops he doomed the boy, and kind of knowing stuff about the future. And as you said, and as I said, Jamiggy, I think that the Master Mold is from the future, and he knows something about the future. So maybe there's a bigger, person that's, is puppeteering, but he's just a part of what's going on. I don't know. It's either Sinister is behind everything, or there is someone that he is getting information from, which would mean Apocalypse. Now, I don't know if we're going to get Apocalypse. We did see him in the intro. That is true. And they usually foreshadow who we're going to see in intros. So I feel like that's the thing that kind of makes sense, that maybe Apocalypse is the person that's pulling the strings, and just so happens Sinister is a part of it. But the fact of it is that I was partly correct, if not fully correct, because we're not sure if Apocalypse is going to show up. that Sinister is behind this and is in on knowing what the future holds. So I was like, I'm good. I was like, let's go. I said Sinister last week. Let's go, because he did say that this is a part of it. This is only the beginning. This is only a part. Or he said to Trask, like, you're only a part of what's like of what's going to be happening, of what the future holds. And it's like, dude, shit's about to go down. I think Apocalypse might be coming because we have been seeing him in the intro. This is probably the third episode, if not the second episode, we've seen him in the intro. So I think Apocalypse is coming. If not, he isn't, then I do think that Sinister is fully behind this. But the fact that I had even an inkling of saying that Sinister could be behind this is incredible. There might be multiple people. It might not even just be Sinister. It might not even be just Trask. It might be other people. It might be the what is it? It might be Shaw. Shaw might be behind it too. So like there could be multiple people that are kind of in on Apocalypse's bigger plan to make things roll out the way he wanted things to roll out in his favor. But also in a way, this also him working with Apocalypse. Sinister wants to work with mutant genes and mutant DNA. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of dead mutants on the island of Genosha right now, and that could have been a part of the deal. You help me do this, you have a free pickings of mutants you can do experiments on. I don't know. A lot of people said that for Sinister to work on with mutant genes, they need to be alive. But I mean, let's be real. Like the blood is still there, the genes are still there, so like he could still do experiments. But like I said, he is like as of right now the one that's behind everything all. But I feel like there's a bigger person, and I'm thinking it's Apocalypse, but he's just in on some in kind of the dealings he made with Apocalypse because he knows stuff about the future, and the only way he's able to know stuff is through Apocalypse. I don't, but we'll have to just wait and see. I never thought the Mr. Sinister would be behind this. That's what I'm trying to say is that I was probably the only one saying Sinister in last week. I was like, it has to be. I'm thinking because he made the green portal, he's messing with the green stuff with with Jason. So like he was just messing with stuff where I was like, okay, I think it's him, and he's really the main villain as of right now. Because I was like, Trask. Also, by the way, how is Trask not in prison? He was in prison in episode 2. I want to say, right? Like at the end of episode 2, episode 1, he got captured by the mutant by the X-Men, and I thought he got taken to prison. So how was he able to escape prison unless it was Sinister? Like trying to I don't know. Maybe Trask did escape. I mean, he probably still has people in the government. Could have escaped. I don't know, and maybe Sinister found him. I don't know, but like Sinister's behind it all right now, as of right now. But there could be a bigger person that's really the one that's in charge. He might just be a part of something bigger, of someone's bigger plans. So I'm really really excited. I can't wait to see how these next episodes play out. It's gonna be really really cool. You said that you said he could have cloned them. He could have cloned them. That is true. He could clone them. Yeah. That is true. He could clone them. That's what I'm saying. Like you know what I mean, with the bodies that are on the Genosha, like that could have been his deal with Apocalypse, or maybe just his deal that he came up with. Because, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just Sinister behind this, and he's just found people to get information about. Because he surely knows a lot since the last time we saw him, and I feel like just the possibilities are endless. Maybe what he knows, or maybe who he's teamed up with, aka Apocalypse. But he now has the capability of getting those bodies and cloning, like you said, or just doing all sorts of different kind of experiments on these bodies, because we saw the mass casualties of Genosha. It's bad. It's like half the mutant population, if not majority of it, gone. Like that's because a lot of people went to Genosha for safe refuge, not to deal with them being hated or being being attacked or anything. They went to the island of Genosha for peace, and it's like that's easy pickings for him because of the plan that he had, and it's just there's no one to defend themselves. The bodies that are left on Genosha have no defending. Essentially, they're just there. They can't fight back anymore. So it's like he has what he's always wanted, was to have experiments and to learn more about the mutant genes. So I don't know. It's just insane to me how this is playing out. I'm glad I got that one of those theories right, because I got like 2 theories right out of all of the series. It was Sinister of behind things are a part of it, and then it's also, of course, when I said which one was Jean, the real Jean, and which one was actually like not Jean, and what was Madeline. So I've been doing pretty well with my theories lately, and I'm glad that I was saying last week that I think it's Sinister behind this because of what we've seen, kind of the way he's been talking about things about the future and saying you doomed the boy. It's like he knows things, and I'm like, and like that Sentinel popping up there, it's like no, that thing is clearly from the future. So the future is clearly at hand, but also him knowing things from the future. What if somehow he is able to go to the future, or maybe he knows how to alter the future? Sinister. I mean, we don't know what he's learned. We don't know what really his overall plan was, and I feel like that still has yet to come. I'm just really excited. I'm excited to see how these next episodes play out. Like I said, there was elements of this episode that I really liked, but there's some elements that I didn't like. But I definitely think this was better than episode 4, and I'm gonna do a quick ranking before we end the stream here of how I like the episodes. I actually got to pull up Disney Plus. So I'm gonna turn off my screen because I don't want to share my Disney Plus information, but I'm gonna get on here on Disney Plus and I'm gonna rank every episode we've had so far, from episodes 1 to episode 6. So let me do that real quick. I'm logging into Disney Plus. And we'll rank them. I'll turn on my screen once I get to X-Men 97. Okay, cool. All right, sick. It's right here. All right, let's turn this back on. Cool. All right, so how I'd rank the episodes. And guys, I want you guys to tell me how you would rank the episodes of X-Men 97 so far. What episodes have been your favorite? What episodes have been your least favorite? Let me know. I kind of like told you guys, like, I think the only thing really I would switch so far is episodes 4 and put it in, like, put where I had 4 where episode 5 would be, or episode 6 would be. That's probably how I would do it. He could clone them, as you said. Okay, yeah. So I'd probably rank them episode 5 as number 1, and then I would say episode 1 is number 2, episode 3 as number 3, episode, yeah, right, yeah, I said, yeah, so I'd say 5 1, 1 2, 2 3, 3 4, and that would do 6 5, and I would do episode 4 as 6. That's how I rank it. So episode 4 is my least favorite. Episode 5 is still my favorite episode of the season so far. I mean, come on, the action, the pure shock of it all, like, best episode of superhero television. Like, it truly was. And I feel like this series in overall has been great. Except, like I said, I didn't really F with episode 4, but I prefer episode 6 way more than episode 4. There's a character called Strife. Is that, yeah, called Strife, who's a clone of Cable in an alternate timeline. He's raised by Apocalypse. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool. Do you think you think that maybe that could be the case? Because maybe, I mean, I don't know. Keep those theories, bro. Keep them, Jamaica, because you never know. You never know what could really happen. Like, I feel like from the future knowledge that Sinister knows, I feel like Apocalypse must be involved. And like I said, it's been right so far. Like, when you pay attention to the intro, it kind of foreshadows what might happen. And I feel like, with, Shaw and also, Apocalypse being in the intro of today, there's a chance. There's a real chance that they could all be involved in something bigger. And the promises that maybe Apocalypse made to them, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It's crazy. Of course, hey, sorry I'm late. YouTube didn't notify me. Bethany, no, you're all good. Hey Zach, hey Beth. Jimmy, Bethany, you said, wow, Jimmy, didn't know that. Jimmy, you said, yeah, he's also an X-Force villain. That's cool. That's actually, maybe. Like I said, there's a big chance that could be the case because, like I said, I feel like there's someone bigger, and I feel like the one that would be maybe leading this plan would be Apocalypse. And just so happened Sinister, he made a deal with Sinister made a deal with him to have the kind of, to get the bodies of from the people that, died on Genosha, take them and do experiments on. Like, that might have been the promise maybe Apocalypse made to Sinister. I don't know. if Apocalypse is the one leading the charge. But as far as I know, from what I said about last week, who I think is behind it, it's kind of pointing towards Sinister. Now, like I said, that could be they could do a total 180, and it could be that Apocalypse is in cahoots with Sinister of doing this plan. It's really Apocalypse's plan. I don't know. Anything can happen. I feel like this series has been just like it's just making us like think one way, but it could be another way. And that's what I've been really liking about the show so far is that nothing is certain, and I feel like that's really the drive and the conversation that people have every week for this show, especially ever since episode 5 premiered. That's been the conversation of who could have been behind it, who has motive, like what would what is their end goal of what happened on Genosha, and really what are they trying to do? We don't know. But the fact of it is that I was correct about Sinister, and that's what makes me happy. Like I felt like that was very far fetched. I felt like especially how Sinister thinks, and why would he want to do that? Because people were like, why would he want to do that to mutants? Like, doesn't he need them alive? Like, it doesn't seem like Sinister's, Sinister like as a villain, something he would do. I'm like that, but that's it. You don't think that's something he would do, but I think that is something he would do. So I don't know. I'm glad. W for my theory. But you said about these Apocalypse in live action was let down. I liked the movie, but I wanted that character to be much more evil. I agree. I agree with that. Jimmy, you said I don't think Apocalypse would send a Sentinel if it was Apocalypse. He would send his 4 horsemen. That is true. That is true as well. That is true. So you make a good point. Keep that in mind. Like I said, they like to keep us on our toes this show. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow maybe he said, "No, F it. I'm sending the Sentinel to take majority and then them out, and then I'm sending in the Horsemen." I don't know. Apocalypse is good. Is smart. He's a good thinker, and I feel like he'd be like, "No, I'm gonna take them out, then send in the Horsemen." I don't know. But we really don't know. Like, either way, I'll take it as a win because I'm saying it now. We're like, with again, him knowing stuff about the future, Sinister, maybe could lead to Apocalypse showing up in the intro. Sinister showed up in the intro and then he showed up in the show. I'm taking it as like, either way, my theories are dubs. It was a dub theory. I don't know. It could go either way, where it could have been Sinister's plan, like I said from the beginning, or he might just be a pawn in a bigger game of a bigger plan of someone's plan, and it could be Apocalypse. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. We have a couple more episodes left. I'm loving the series so far. I can't wait to see how it's gonna play out. Especially we haven't even seen Cap yet, and Captain America is supposed to be in one of these episodes. Not quite sure what episode he's gonna be in, but Cap is supposed to make an appearance. I love Captain America, as you guys all know. I mean, come on, Shield. I have a Shield over there. Huge Captain America fan. I love Captain America. So the fact of it is that I get to see Cap in this cartoon makes me really, really happy. I know we got to see him in a flashback episode, I believe, with Wolverine in the 90s show. Can't recall that episode. I kind of want to watch that episode now. But you know what I mean? That's like apparently the only episode I think he's in, Cap, because it's a flashback episode. So I think due to time travel, that's how we see Cap. So someone must be time traveling that we get to see Captain America, and I'm really, really excited to see where they are, why Cap is where he's at, why is Cap there? Are they looking for Cap? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really excited. Like, that's as simple as that. I'm just super excited to see Captain America. I love Captain America. Yeah, there was a flashback episode with Wolverine. That's why I said, yeah, with like Wolverine was working with Cap, and also like the Howling Commandos were with Cap at the time. So it's like, I love when they do stuff like that. So there could be something involved where somehow they are in the place where Cap is. I really don't know what's going on, but like, I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out. Yeah, you said, yeah, Jamigi, I thought he would have sent the 4 horsemen. Dude, just seeing the 4 horsemen in this new animation of maybe who his new 4 horsemen is, if he has any new 4 horsemen. Because like I said, the future changes. As Bishop said, the future really is never certain. It always twists and turns. What if somehow, as you said, Jamigi, in the last, I think, review for episode, I want to say it was episode 5, you said that what if Gambit could be a 4 horsemen of Apocalypse? That would be crazy. Because again, the future twists and turns, and maybe somehow if Gambit does come back, maybe this Gambit is, like, the way he comes back, he is evil. Like, they could get really fun with this. I don't know if they're gonna do this, but it'd be fire. It would be cool to see Gambit as kind of like a villain for a minute. Maybe not knowing he's a villain or not knowing what's going on, but that'd be fire. He'd be a good opponent too, like as a villain. Oh man, I just it's a playground. It really is a playground with them and what they could do with the show. Clearly, the people around surrounding the show that made the show love the X-Men, love these stories, love these characters, and they're coming up with fun, a great first season. They made a great first season, and I just can't wait to see how this is gonna go. Like, I don't think I've ever been this excited for each episode since Loki season 2. I don't think I've been this excited for a Disney Plus Marvel show since Loki season 2. Like, or this invested. I do gotta say that because it is true. Like, Loki the series was my favorite. I have not had this feeling since Loki season 2. So the fact that I have this feeling and somehow an animated show that initially it wasn't my favorite animated show back in the day is just crazy to me. That, you know, they took the bits and pieces of elements I liked from the 90s show and they made it 20 times better. Like, I love this show. It's great. Jamaica, you said I want Polaris to be a horseman. Polaris to be a horseman. That would be pretty cool. Jamaica, you said Apocalypse would mind control him. Apocalypse would mind control him. That would be dope. That would be dope. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it would be so cool. I don't know how it would play out because as of right now, we don't know like if even Gambit could come back. I don't know. Like, we really don't know of what the Watcher being there and things, how are things supposed to play out. That kind of put it in our mind, and I think that they knew going into this episode 5, they knew putting the Watcher there would make all of us, Marvel fans start being like, okay, well, we know the Watcher works. When things are supposed to happen, they have to happen. There is no changing them. We've seen that, of course, if you've seen What If, when Strange tried to stop Christine from dying when that was supposed to happen, things went to shit. He couldn't stop it, and his world perished. I don't know what's going to happen here, but clearly, like, that him being there is a sign that that's not good. When the Watcher is somewhere, it usually means it's not a good sign. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But you said I haven't been this excited for a show since WandaVision. Damn, Jamaica, that's a long time you haven't been excited for a show, dude. Since WandaVision, oh man. I mean, WandaVision, I will admit, WandaVision was the first Disney Plus Marvel show that really kept us guessing and really kept us really not knowing what was going on. Like, that show did that very, very well. Now, that's crazy to me because I know you say you don't like Loki season 2, but did you like Loki season 1? I'm just curious because I still am just in shock that you just didn't like Loki season 2. That's just crazy to me, dude. Because Loki season 2 to me, I still like it more than this. Like, I just want to keep that a buck. Like, Loki season 2, I still like way more than this. Like, I love this show. It's great, but like, if I had to choose, I'm choosing Loki season 2. Loki season 2 didn't have an ass episode, which was episode 4 of X-Men, dude. You said it was okay. Well, that's fine, but like I said, I don't know if anybody saw my outtake on that. I remember I told my sister, I'm like, if you had to choose, which one would you choose? And if I'm correct, I think she said I can't decide, or she said I don't want to answer that question. I was like, okay. I was like, Nick, you have one answer, and there's only one right answer. I told my brother. I was like, either Loki or X-Men, you choose. But think about what we had in episode 4 of X-Men, because it wasn't great. That theory just made me excited. Oh, wait, the theory about what? Because I can't even remember what I just said. Because I'm like, because sometimes when I'm looking at my stream, it's like a backlog. It's like you guys catching up to what I'm saying, like a little bit before what I'm saying now. So I'm wondering what theory now. Because I'm excited because you're saying that theory just made me excited. Like, I don't even know what I just said. Because like I said, like what I'm saying, it takes a minute to reach you guys, and when I'm looking at my phone, it's past stuff I've said. X-Men is always right. Okay, X-Men is always right. It was okay. Yeah, the theory just made me excited. X-Men is always right. I told my brother, I was like, "There's one right answer," and I said it's not X-Men. because like I said, I love X-Men. I love this show. You guys have seen my excitement. You guys know how much I love. I'm collecting the figures. I love this show. But like I said, Loki, there was no bad episode. I understand, like, because look, also, I think also it plays into nostalgia factor of this X-Men show because of the '90s show. Now, if you take that away, and this was separate, we had no '90s show. I do think that people would still say Loki. I think it's the nostalgia factor that's why some people are like, okay, no. For I see no other show. It's X-Men. You know what I mean? I feel like nostalgia plays a factor in it. The theories from WandaVision made me excited. I love how everyone was doing watch parties. Yes, yeah, yeah. WandaVision was really really fun. I don't think I did what. No, I didn't do watch parties for that. I remember I did reviews for that show because at the time in the beginning I did watch every Marvel show with my sister Beth. Not now, as of right now, since I've started my channel, I've been doing stuff. We've had shows that I watch with her, aka X-Men, and I come on here for the after party, like my thoughts, like my spoiler review thoughts on the show, and I talk to you guys about it. I want to hear your thoughts about the show. But I told my sister for Daredevil Born Again, she's beat. I'm like, that's straight Patreon. I got to do reactions for that show. I need to capture my excitement for that show because I'm telling you this right now. When Daredevil Born Again comes out, and I'm gonna get close. This might be a little too close, but I'm getting close. I am going to be a menace to society when Daredevil Born Again comes out. There will be no better show than that show. I am glazing tenfold. Just know. I will do this. I've been waiting for this show for the longest time. And Jamaica, you don't know yet because you haven't watched Daredevil, the Netflix show Daredevil, but when you watch the show, get closer. You will know what I mean. That show is peak. Loki, I would say, is on that level. That's the best things Marvel's in terms of. I'm considering now what Netflix did is, you know what I mean, is a part of the Disney thing, especially if they do good with Daredevil Born Again. The two best things Marvel show-wise Marvel's produced will be Loki and will be Daredevil Born Again. I'm calling it right now because I don't think that show's going to be bad. Some people still want to be out here thinking it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to live up to all the hype of what the Netflix Daredevil was, and I think that they are showing it by their casting that they've been doing, bringing the whole cast back. The fight sequences we've seen on set, it's gonna be peak. But when that show comes out, I will be a menace, and no one, there will be no bad. There will be no bad for that. I'll be like peak. I'll be a menace. This is true. I'm warning everybody now. When that show comes out, I'm gonna have tunnel vision. I'll be like, this is peak. Simple as that. You said, we'll back because I have to read it. Okay, so you said X-Men was right. Okay, what's parties? Okay, but you said this is very exciting show. And the facts we still have so many episodes left is awesome. Zach, lol. X-Men would be better than Daredevil. No. I'm not excited for Daredevil. Echo made me not interested. You can't think like that because again, like Echo is its separate thing. Echo isn't what you gotta watch Netflix's Daredevil before you say that because I know you haven't watched it yet, and you don't understand the hype we feel because of the fact that they're bringing back all the members, all the actors. They're continuing storylines that we've been waiting to see how they left us off at the end of season 3 of Daredevil. I love X-Men, but I'm telling you this right now. I don't think it was bad. I don't think this is better than Loki, and I sure as shit I'm not gonna think this is better than Daredevil, because Daredevil has been my ride or die since day one. And again, it could be different for you because you like X-Men a lot. You watch the cartoon. You like the '90s cartoon. I didn't really like the '90s cartoon, but like, yeah, I'm keeping it a buck. I'm telling you this right now. This show's gonna be forgotten about when Daredevil Born Again comes out. You want to talk about hype level? That's all I'm gonna be talking about for like. When that show comes out, is literally Daredevil Born Again. I've been waiting for that show for the longest time. That's the show I'm most excited for. And yeah, yeah. I never watched the '90s cartoon. Oh, I thought you did because I remember you showed me the intro to to the the other X-Men cartoon. It was like the not the English version of the X-Men intro, but I think it was like was it the I can't remember. I think was it the Japanese intro for the X-Men '90s show. I can't remember what it was, but I remember you showed me. It was like it felt very anime style, and I just assumed with all the knowledge you did watch the '90s cartoon because I've watched some, not all of it, and I mean I can't remember a lot of the '90s cartoon either. But I remember not being able to sit there and watch it because I was like, this just it doesn't feel bingeable. But this feels bingeable. But the '90s show for me, just I can't sit and I just can't do it. Yeah, me. Oh man, you should watch the '90 cartoon. It's really good. Yeah, seen some clips. Yeah, like I said, my sister loves the show. I mean, like I said, I'll even admit it. I still admit it. Like we would not have had this great show if it wasn't for the '90s show. Yeah, there was I didn't like how I think they focused on too much filler in the '90s show, and I feel like they didn't really have a set direction of where they wanted to go. But with this show, it really it took the best parts of the old cartoon show and they added it here. They kept the core and the element of what made that show so great, but they fixed the elements of like not doing the filler and did some and fixed the animation to make it look a little bit better and just overall better writing in my personal opinion. I think the characters are a little bit better here too. I think they're fleshed out a little bit more. I think they have a little bit more I just feel like it's better here. I don't know how to describe it really, but just you can see it. Jamaica said, if the '90s X-Men had that art style, I would watch it. X-Men '90s had X-Men. Wait, if the X-Men '90 X-Men had that art style, I would watch it. Of this, same. I would have probably watched it a little bit, even a little bit more, even knowing that there was the filler. I wasn't really in love with that art style. I know it looks great, but I was never really in love with it. That was something me and my sister would fight about because I'm so used to the newer animation for like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes and also, Ultimate Spider-Man and Wolverine and the X-Men. I'm so used to that animation. When I saw the older animation, I'm like, I just don't care for it. And it's just, I was never really like a big X-Men fan per se until like I got introduced to X-Men through the movies. That's how I got introduced through X-Men. And then I slowly, my sister introduced me to the cartoon. I watched a couple of episodes. I was like, never kept up with it. And to this day, when I tried binge watching, I was like, I can't binge it. It's like, it just feels filler. But that's the thing is that I love, but this fixes that problem. But it brings in like that fun element and cool look of what it looked like before, of kind of bringing the comic stories to life, but doing it, I think, better here in animation, the fighting style animation, and just overall acting and overall writing. I feel like it feels, what's the word, like revamped. That's what it feels like. It feels like someone like it was an early draft. That's what it feels like. The other one was an early draft, but this is them fully completing the story and completing. You know what I mean? It feels that way. The Japanese art style is really good. Yeah, oh, you're talking about that. That was really cool. The way they kind of did it in that intro, like the Japanese intro, the X-Men '90s intro. That was cool. I was like, that actually looks sick. I was like, I kind of like this a little bit more than I do like the other, like the '90s American version. I'm like, I actually like this. So like that, dude, it kind of felt like an anime a little bit. I was like, this looks pretty cool. You know what I mean? So Jamaica said I got introduced to X-Men by Wolverine and the X-Men. That's what I'm saying. That was our childhood. You know what I mean? That was the cartoon we grew up with. I used to watch that all the time. I actually am thinking about doing rewatches for that. Over on Patreon at some point. I think I might start that. And I actually want to start watching Earth's Mightiest Heroes again too. That was my favorite Avengers show. I think that's how I got introduced to the Avengers, was through that show. And then of course the Avengers movie came out, and Marvel and all, like the Marvel movie. I mean, of course I've been with Marvel movies since day one, like of Marvel Studios. I've been there since day one. But getting introduced to the Avengers was through Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and all that stuff was through that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Let's go. Same. That's our childhood. That my sister doesn't understand. I remember I last night, because we're talking about Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I went into my sister's bedroom, and I was, because she was about to go to bed, and I was telling her, like, because we were talking about X-Men, saying, and like I can't remember what we were saying. I was like, yeah, we were talking about this episode saying like, oh, like, well, let's not forget, like, I can't believe they're making us wait because, episode, like, that was, like, really, really cool. Like, episode 5 ended, we have to wait until episode 7. And I'm like, I told my sister, I'm like, how do you feel? How does it feel, though, to have this show be better than the show you grew up on? Because my sister's kind of like, she's still iffy about the fact of, like, oh, like, how I think this is better and how this is my generation's X-Men show, but also kind of like, still kind of paying homage to, like, the 90s X-Men show. But let's be real, every 90s X-Men fan is saying that this show is better than the other show. A lot of fans are saying that. But I was like, how's it feel though? And I was like, also, I was like, how's it like? I was like, now because we have two great cartoons, this X-Men cartoon and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and she's like, I hate that animation. And I started singing that song of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, like, you'll always. Yeah. And I started singing that, and she's like, stop singing it. I was like, yeah, because it's the best. I will stand by that. That is the coolest cartoon ever, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And in terms of Spider-Man, I really do like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I do. But something about the animation, I don't know what it is, and just some of the writing that I still have some of a little bit of the problem I had with the 90s show, because it's something to do with it. Because I think the writing, they haven't executed writing very well back in the day. But was I don't know if you feel the same way about this or not, Jamigi, about what your favorite Spider-Man cartoon is, but mine is Spectacular Spider-Man. I own that on DVD. I love that show so much. I'm curious to see what you have to say about that. You said Earth's Mightiest Heroes needs to return. I agree, Jamigi. That needs to return. Everybody's saying that too. Is that we need Earth's Mightiest Heroes to come back and get like a continuation slash revamp. Honest to God, I think just them kind of doing what they did with the animation from the 90s, show, and they kind of tweaked it to make it look like sort of invincible animation here. I want them to do with Earth's Mightiest Heroes, because you can only imagine how great animation has come. How we thought the animation for Earth's Mightiest Heroes was good then. It'd be even greater now. Like, I really want them to bring that show back. I can't believe it, like, because it died off because it was on Disney XD. I really wish it was just on Disney, because I feel like that's where a lot of shows got to live a little bit longer. But that show was so great. Oh my God, like, so great. And then we got that trashy other, I think it was called Avengers Assembled. I can't remember what Avengers show we got after that. I did not like it. I was like, I'm not messing with this show too much. I feel like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes actually, I feel like, paid attention to the comics a little bit more, and it felt a little bit more like the comic counterparts than it did in the other Avengers cartoon. I don't know what it is, but I feel that way. The Spider-Man show I watched was Ultimate Spider-Man. That's another, like I just said, I loved Ultimate Spider-Man. Was my other favorite show that I really fell in love with, because it introduced me to Luke Cage, Iron Fist, was it White Tiger. Like, it introduced us to all those characters, and I was like, this is really, really cool. They're expanding it. We got our first introduction to what's his name? I can't think of it. Like, not like Flash Thompson's Venom. I can't remember what it is. It's Agent Venom. We got our first introduction to Agent Venom in Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, I really, really love, and it was Harry too. Was not I mentioned that too when I've been replaying the games. I really find it cool that they took the Ultimate Spider-Man story arc with Harry kind of becoming like an Agent Venom. They did that. I thought that, and then Flash became Agent Venom, I believe, too, at one point. But in the cartoon, the show introduced me to Deadpool and Taskmaster. That's what I love, is that, and also they had Wolverine in the show, they had Hulk in the show. It felt like kind of like a continuation counterpart to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It kind of felt that way. And I really, really hope we can kind of get back to that with, like, the shows and stuff. I really feel like with Disney now, they're understanding what we want for, we want the shows that we love just revamped and continued, especially Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and especially I would want Spectacular Spider-Man continued, because those shows died too soon, and I feel like they were the best in terms of Spider-Man, and in terms of Avengers, those were the best. And in terms of X-Men, this is the best. I love the Wolverine and the X-Men. I love it, but I really, really like this show a lot. But I think Wolverine and the X-Men, I think I would still give a little bit more than this, because it's just for my nostalgia of Wolverine and the X-Men. Like, that's how I sort of got introduced to the X-Men through that and the old movies. So yeah, like Wolverine and the X-Men, I'll always have like a soft spot for, and so was Spectacular, and so also with Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Like those were my shows. But yeah, like guys, I just want to say thank you. I'm gonna end stream because I know I got food downstairs. But I just want to say thank you for everybody showing up, guys. As always, make sure to like the stream if you haven't done so. Next week is when it's gonna get really, really crazy and really, really exciting. When I come on for my spoiler review for episode 7 of X-Men 97, it's gonna get crazy next week, and I'm just super excited that we're finally gonna get back to our excitement really for the show and kind of like see where everything's gonna go. I'm really, really excited. I hope next week's good. I think next week's going to be a great episode because we kind of get to see the aftermath, and that's what I want to see, the aftermath. I want to see our characters really feel how they're, like, really see how they're feeling and how they're taking things. So really, really excited for next week's episode. So I just want to start by saying, again, thank you for everybody that joined the stream. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, and like this stream. It'll be a video by the time you guys see this, if you guys come in later. Make sure to share the video. It helps out a lot. Build the channel. Also, if you have any friends, family, neighbors that love Marvel or hell, maybe even just like X-Men 97 and don't like a lot of other Marvel things, send them my way. Send them the way to the channel. Because we have a lot to offer here on the channel. The channel is growing each and every day, guys, and I'm really, really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That is still the goal, to hit 1,000 subscribers. So it would just be the world to me if you guys could spread the word. Share the content, repost the stream. That'd be amazing. If you guys got social media, repost the stream. Let people know what we do here every week. Let them know what the fam is like. Let them know, because at the end of the day, this is a family. I really, really do think that we have one of the best, families, and I have one, and also have one of the best, supporters out there is my channel. I really, I really will, speak that because I really do think it's the truth. You guys are truly the best, and I feel like we just have such a great, positive, fun, loving family here on this channel. Such a great, community, and I'm just really, really grateful for it, and I really want to see this community grow. I'm really glad that a lot more people have been joining over on the one Patreon, but not only that, but over on the Discord. It's truly, truly amazing. I love the conversations that we all have. I just love how the positivity that we all have, and I love how we can all talk about things that we love. It just makes me really, really happy and excited, and it makes me excited each and every day when I make a video or when I come on here to do a live stream that I get to talk to you guys and talk to my family and talk to my community. It's truly great. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know this. Tomorrow, I'm actually seeing Spider-Man 1 in theaters for the first time. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, as you guys all know, in theaters across the globe, they are putting all the Spider-Man movies back in theaters. Every new week is going to be a new movie. So starting next week is going to be Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, and then the week after that, of course, will be Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, and of course, Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. So I am seeing Spider-Man 1 tomorrow for the first time. The first Spider-Man movie I saw in theaters was Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. That was the first movie I saw in theaters. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies mean the world to me. I grew up on that, as we all did. That's what got me into the character. Superman Returns is the movie that got me into Superman. And that was the first, I would say that was the first superhero movie besides The Incredibles I saw that introduced me to the character of Superman in DC. And that's why Superman means the world to me over on the DC side of things, because that's my favorite character from DC is Superman. Then I would say it was Batman. But I am super excited to go see Spider-Man 1 tomorrow. I'm going to be wearing my End swing suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm going to be wearing that suit to go see Spider-Man 1 tomorrow. So I'm just really excited. I'm going to be posting pictures out throughout the day of me at the theater. I'm going to try to maybe do a couple of things. I don't want to say what it is per se, because, I might take a couple of videos. That's all I'm going to say there without me kind of getting in trouble. But I'm going to, because of the nostalgia factor and how this is like a one-time deal, I'm going to try to do some videos and stuff at the theater, because of the fact that the movie means the world to me. I would say Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie shaped me to who I am today, or is a part of the reason I am the person I am today. I'm really excited for tomorrow. And also, I think we're going to be getting posters tomorrow, because it's kind of a fan event. So then we're gonna get Spider-Man 1 posters, and I can't wait to like put all the Spider-Man posters on my wall because, like I said, Spider-Man means the world to me. That's probably still to this day one, if not still one of my favorite characters besides Captain America. I would say it's like Cap and Spider-Man. But like oh man, I'm just super excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be truly, truly fun. So guys, check your local theater listings. You might have one of the older Spider-Man movies playing at your theaters. Check it out. I definitely recommend it. I don't think it's just an AMC thing. I think it's an all theater thing, all theater chain thing. But it might just be AMC. I'm not sure. But yeah, even if you can't see it in theater, watch it on your screen at home. The celebrate the years of Spider-Man. Let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate our Spider-Man love. I think I'm going to be doing that every time I see one of the movies. I'm probably going to post about it and kind of, I don't know. Like, I'll probably just post about it and just, share my excitement, share like a little bit of like, like a little bit like kind of, a little bit of kind of like my, what it means to me, these movies, and kind of like the memories I have of these movies and me watching these movies. I'll probably share once I see them, kind of like little things I post on like Instagram and TikTok and kind of like YouTube on the community tab. So just keep an eye out, especially for tomorrow. It's a 7 o'clock showing, so I'll probably post something a little bit later at night about it, but just stay tuned. But as always, guys, again, that was the stream. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.